He's just making it look so easy. Assen is all about being smooth, being precise, which is precisely what makes Pecco Bagnaia such a formidable talent, what makes him such a formidable world champion. Maverick Vinales has got some late trouble brewing here because Marc Marquez is crawling all over the rear tyre of that factory Aprilia. Is Marquez still sensing that he's going to have a late crack maybe at Bastianini for third place?
If he is, he's going to have to pass Vinales on this lap, you suspect, and potentially launch a last lap, last chicane raid on the beast. We're looking forwards at the number 12 Aprilia now from Marc Marquez. Jorge Martin has been given a late track limits warning with only a lap and a half to go. That shouldn't be too much concern for him. Right behind the 93 that we're riding on board with, Fabio Di Giannantonio is still very much there, just a third of a second or so behind. Pedro Acosta's hopes of keeping up with this podium group have now firmly faded.
Well, as we mentioned pre-race, in 2024, Pecco Bagnaia has already completed 3 successive wins, the hat-trick in Jerez, the hat-trick in Mugello, and now he's on course for the hat-trick here in Assen. This is the battle for the final place on the podium, well and truly in the hands of Bastianini. He's got half a second nearly back to Vinales, who's clinging on to that 4th place. Marquez there in 5th, Di Giannantonio in 6th place. Pedro Acosta has dropped right off this battle. You'll just see him coming through turn 4 now. Acosta in 7th, Binder 8th, Alex Marquez and Ralph Fernandez your top 10.
The question I'd love to get answered at the end of this race, which only can be answered by Marc Marquez and I guess Fabio Di Giannantonio, is what was going on midway through the race. Those 2 incidents at the pole. First when Marc waved Di Giannantonio through, and then when Di Giannantonio and Marc Marquez nearly tripped over each other, allowing Vinales to go past the pair of them in the end.
I think Acosta's gone down. I'm pretty sure Pedro Acosta's gone down.
Yeah, yellow's out.
Yeah, top of the picture there, Pedro Acosta going through the fast turn 7. Yeah, he was right at the top of the picture, and Pedro Acosta, that's a fast one. We've seen a few hefty crashes, haven't we, going through turn 7, and Acosta dumps it on the final lap here. A lonely 7th place for him then, goes through his fingers. Let's hope he's okay, because that was a real fast get-off, wasn't it, for Acosta? But here then comes reigning world champion Pecco Bagnaia, who has reigned supreme once again here in Assen. It's more Dutch delight, it's more Dutch dominance for Pecco Bagnaia as he wins the Dutch TT in 2024. Jorge Martin takes 2nd place, and Enea Bastianini comes through from 10th to the podium. Stunning second half of that Grand Prix for the Italian. Marc Marquez did take 4th place as Maverick Vinales looked like he made a late mistake and dropped back into the 133s. Vinales is 5th. Di Giannantonio continues his excellent run of form. Top 6 for the Italian. Binder 7th after Acosta's late fast crash at turn 7. Alex Marquez 8th. Top 10 for Ralph Fernandez and Frankie Morbidelli. Well, they could name a corner after Pecco Bagnaia here in Assen, couldn't they? Because this is his domain. This is his territory. What a performance. What a weekend by Pecco Bagnaia. Big shake of the head there from Maverick Vinales. What happened to him on the last lap?
He's wide on the way into Ramshoek. Marc Marquez didn't have to work too hard for that one at all. Vinales did at least take Di Giannantonio into the final chicane, but Vinales, you could see from the body language, he wasn't too happy, and that is why.
Yeah, so Maverick Vinales for so long in that Grand Prix was occupying a podium place and then just running wide through turn 15. That's where his teammate Aleix Espargaro had the real big crash on the last lap of the sprint yesterday. And the outcome of that was Aleix missing this Grand Prix with a fractured bone in his right hand. Vinales was at least able to hang on to 5th place, but not what he came for from the front row of the grid. But it was brilliant, Bagnaia, once again, wasn't it? How on earth do you beat Pecco Bagnaia in Assen?
You don't.
No, you don't.
At the moment.
Yeah, you don't. That's exactly why he's got that number 1 plate on that factory Ducati. It might not have been a great spectacle at the front, but you just have to stand back and admire the supreme talent, the supreme speed of Pecco Bagnaia, the first rider to win 3 consecutive MotoGP races here in Assen since Australian legend Mick Doohan did it way back in the mid-90s. Of course, it does mean now as well, in terms of Ducati race winners in MotoGP history, Bagnaia's 23rd sees him tie with Australian legend Casey Stoner.
And they are from so far back on the grid again, so many riders to overtake. to the podium. What a ride.
Yeah, incredible. And well, I tried to push from the start, but I've suffered a little bit with the rear tire, especially on the right side. But lap by lap, I've improved, and I was really close to the podium, and I tried to do it. And well, at the end, it's arrived. I'm very satisfied about the job of the team, because from 2 days ago, we wasn't really good for that Grand Prix, but at the end, we are here in the podium, and we can be happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jorge, we're at a circuit Pecco loves, and he's so strong. And after a difficult start to the weekend, you pushed him all the way, kept him honest. You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, thanks for that words. For sure was a difficult weekend. Anyway, we came through Friday. It was really bad. We improved a lot from yesterday. Then from yesterday to today, we did another big step. We were much closer to Pecco, but at the end of the race, I had nothing left. I tried my absolutely best to catch him, but I think second position is good enough for a tough weekend. A solid weekend with 2 second positions, and really happy to do a podium for the first time here in Assen. So let's try again next season.
Great work. Congratulations.
Sunday podiums. A dominant performance once again from the world champion. He's with Simon.
Pecco, you looked so in control and so fast. You'd stretched the field out. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I enjoyed very much everything. All the weekend, everything was perfect. I want to say thanks to all this crowd that is fantastic, and today we enjoyed a lot. We had the luck to be very precise, very fast, and the weather was fantastic. So we had the possibility to put our pace down, and the tire choice was perfect. So everything went perfect. So very happy.
Amazing work. Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Yes, weekends don't really get much better than that, do they? Fastest in all practice sessions, fastest in qualifying, his first pole position of 2024. It just went from strength to strength. Pecco Bagnaia did not have to see anybody else's rear tyre in both the sprint and in the main Grand Prix. Yeah, he's got the heart shape with the hands. And as we mentioned, is there a circuit that he loves more than Assen? Look at that record. 5 podiums, all of them from the top step. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and he's surely just going to continue to smash records. He'll surely feel that and it's becoming a rather familiar story, isn't it, of Ducati domination up on the podium. Ducati Lenovo team, of course, taking yet another victory along with Bagnaia. They've now taken 5 this season. Enea Bastianini, the comeback king, it feels like these days, isn't he, in MotoGP. The beast back on the box once again. Jorge Martin, second place for him. That was the maximum that was really up for grabs this afternoon, because this guy was on a completely different level. Led every lap of the sprint and every lap of the race. Your race winner, elevated up onto the podium. Your world champion, Pecco Bagnaia. He smoked them this afternoon, didn't he? On board the motorcycle that is the reference in MotoGP. A spectacular arrival onto the podium for a spectacular MotoGP world champion. So the winning constructor prize presented by Motor Deutschland's head of marketing. Ducati fast running out of room, aren't they? And Borgo Panigale for all of the silverware. Certainly looks like the MotoGP world champion this year will come from that stable. And Bastianini, he's actually just 13 points now behind Marc Marquez in the world championship. 64 though behind his championship leading teammate Pecco Bagnaia. Of course, it's Jorge Martin, who leads the World Championship, and he leads it now by just